Anyway, so I was like, look, I've got one bottle here sitting, we're going to go get a tester. So I called his bluff. And he went, no, that's it. Do not call him, I admit it. It was urine, I'm really sorry, I'm really embarrassed. I've just been really busy at work and I've just been it's been too busy to sort it out. I'm like, okay, so one of our team members, Ben, he manages his own property right now, and so it was reminding me all the stuff that I used to have to deal with when I was managing my own properties. Because like for me, if you manage your own investments, that like your assets, you've just made yourself another job. So I was just reminding me back when I used to do that. So I had a full-time teaching job, and I was managing my own property. So I had two jobs effectively. Now I don't manage any of my own because I have a team, and I just steer the ship 30 minutes a week. So I just want to share with you one of the things that did go wrong when I was actually managing them. So we had one sort of a multi-let, so there was like 5 people in this house share, and one of our mantras, we really want to create friendly social house shares. And so when people move in, we always say like, do you want to be friendly, do you want to socialise, or do you purely want a bed sit? So that's part of the features. And this guy looked really professional. He even had a shirt like myself on, really sharp. He had a nice suit on. So we thought, right, professional, first impression. So a few months passed, and the tenants started saying, Tom, this guy's not very friendly. He doesn't really come out of his room much. And they were saying that sometimes they'd hear a bit of shouting, sometimes at 2 a.m, sometimes they'd hear him run up the stairs to the shared bathroom. And then maybe 4 weeks later, they start saying a smell was coming out of his bedroom. And so at that point, because we care about like friendly, sociable, good quality and a clean environment, I said I was going to do a 24-hour room inspection just to double check that the standards that we set had been upheld. So anyway, so I went down there with my cleaner, and we served the notice and go in and just picture the scene. So we go in, and the curtains are shut and the bed's not made, which is typical boy bedroom, but then there's a big pile of clothes on the floor, and the stench was pretty intense, and it looked like the bed sheets hadn't been washed since he'd been living there for 4 months. His girlfriend had been staying there once a week, but it gets worse. So I just noticed there was like a pop bottle peeping out some clothes, and I just kind of used my foot and moved the clothes a bit just to see what it was, and it was like this discoloured liquid with like a bit of fat deposit on the top and some sediment at the bottom. And I was like, that's very curious. And so I just delved a bit further, and there was a cupboard slightly open, and I noticed there were more bottles that looked like the same. So I opened the cupboard, and there was like 27 2-litre bottles of this same liquid. And I was like, you know what, my gut feeling here is that is urine. And so he looked around the room further, and the smell coming out of this wardrobe was pretty intense. So I opened up the cupboard, and all these teeny little flies like went out, and I went, what on earth? And there was bin bags full of rotting takeaways. Now what was interesting is, just take you back 2 weeks, and our cleaner kept saying, Tom, there's these really weird little fruit flies around the kitchen. I keep having to hoover up from the top of the cupboards, and we couldn't work it out because there was no rotten vegetables or fruit. And guess where they've been coming from? This boy's bedroom. Ugh. So ultimately, it's tough because we generally care about the health and welfare of all our tenants. So some people, maybe you, hit the comment box below, what would you do at this point? Because some people would go like, that's it, I'm kicking the guy out, that's ridiculous, it's disgusting. But for me, I care about the welfare of our tenants, so I rang them up and I said, oh, we've just done your room inspection, and we've come across some things that we just want to ask you what it's about. And I said, so we found some 2-litre bottles, and he insisted it was just gone off pop bottles of Fanta. I went, well, I'd like to think it's probably not. It's actually, I think it's urine. So categorically say it's not urine. And so actually, I'd already rang my power team, so for professional advice, and would already dispose straight away of all this stuff because it's unhygienic. It's a health hazard to the house, so we'd already shipped it out. Now, I hadn't got the cleaner to do it, I did it myself. I put it in my van and disposed of it. And imagine that, I was like carrying trays of these 2-litre bottles, one with the lid off, and it was like sloshing, minging, yeah. That's what I did 5-6 years ago. Anyway, so I was like, look, I've got one bottle here sitting, we're going to go get a tester. So I called his bluff. And he went, no, that's it. Do not call him, I admit it. It was urine, I'm really sorry, I'm really embarrassed. I've just been really busy at work and it's been too busy to sort it out. And I'm like, hold on a minute, how can you just be too busy and just do basic stuff? So I started trying to understand where he's coming from. So maybe you would have to kick off the handle, you're lying to me, get them out, I'm holding this deposit, get them out. But the thing is, if you just kick them out, you're going to lose lots of rent, plus it's embarrassment, and who likes to create that issue? Plus the tenants will be wondering what's going on, so how would you do it? Tell me. And I'll tell you what I did. I said, look, we have some options here. Well, one, you're going to have to pay for the fact we've got to dispose of it. Two, I don't think you're suitable for a house shed, would you agree with that? But I want to help you find the right place. And so I recommended somebody to speak to for his mental health, because that's not typically human behaviour. But when I dealt, so what I thought was actually going on is, at the end of his bed, TV, game console, picture the scene, he'd literally come back from work, he didn't cook, he would get a takeaway, and he'd be playing Xbox till 3 AM, kill, 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 attack, attack, attack. That's why you could hear the shouting, yeah, at 2 AM. He was running up the stairs because he didn't want to lose the game, and that's why he was weighing in a bottle, because he didn't want to get off this game. Now a lot of young people, I bet, are in the same boat with this, and yeah, so what a nightmare. So bottom line is, I signposted him some mental health support, I charged him for a cleaning bill, and I gave him 4 weeks to find somewhere else with support there. So the tenants never found out that was the issue. He was happy because he got the opportunity to get supported. We didn't lose any rent roll. We made money on the process of getting him out, and we got a new mattress out of the back of it because he never washed his bed. He didn't even have a sheet on his bed, so it was like a brown sweat stain on the mattress. Can you imagine it? Like grease. But the crazy thing is, his girlfriend was living in that house for 1 night a week in it too. That's what it is. But he had a suit, really smart, and that's what's so crazy about this. But I tell you what, I don't do any of that now, so don't put that off, because that's a job, isn't it? I don't manage any of that. Or maybe those things happen in our properties right now, but when you're an investor like me, like, you outsource all that for somebody else to deal with, and only you pick up the phone when there's a real issue, like the boiler's blown up or there's a big leak, and even then you don't go running around to pick it up, you sort it out and give somebody else that job, and you just pay for it. So that's the difference between a landlord who's a busy job and an investor who basically outsources most of it. So there we go, nightmare tenant, but ultimately with a positive moral social outcome as well, because that's the mantra for what we do, is we generally care, we want to help create amazing spaces. It's not just about making money, it's about creating great homes for great people.